What's going on, people? It's a good day. Look at the fucking weather. Boom. Wagwan, everybody. Right, so today is, I'm all fresh, feeling like good now. Full of out of the shower and that, so the sun is still out. It's not raining. It was meant to rain today at some point. What's going on, guys? Fucking hell. Right, basically we were gonna go out, and but I decided, since it's like the time I'm in the flat on my own, just here, I'm on hold. It's Vodafone at the moment, so ignore that. But because it's a nice day and I've got time, I thought a good idea would be, in most of my vlogs I usually put some B-roll involved. Basically what B-roll is B-roll is like the cinematic shots that people put in their videos. So I'm gonna go and shoot some B-roll of some random stuff, come back here and I'm gonna show you how to edit it and how to get it filmed and all that stuff. I'm gonna explain it as we go. So I'll explain it. So let's go outside, get the camera ready, and we'll shoot some B-roll of some cool shots. So to start with, I've got the SLR out. And the SLR has been balanced on the Steadicam. Like I said, you don't need a Steadicam to do this. You need pretty much any sort of camera and a steady hand to do. If you're using Premiere, it makes it a lot easier because you can use the warp stabilizer to make things look nice and smooth. If you're using other things, obviously it works just as well. Just translate what I'm saying into a different editing program. It's not that hard to do because I'm going to do basically go along with what I'm saying. So basically start with, basically going to take the DSLR or whatever camera you are using, you're going to start getting some pictures, or not pictures, so you're going to start getting videos of things that actually look pleasing to the eyes straight away. So at the moment we've got the sun out, so it's looking pretty nice and summery. So I'm going to get some B-roll now, and I'll show you the raw footage that I'm going to take off the DSLR before being edited, because I'm using obviously two cameras. So let's get some B-roll. So I've been outside, I'm a bit cold now. I've gone outside with the SLR, I've got it in my hand, got some footage. It's an easy day today to do it. I've literally only got bland stuff, so literally I've got a wall, got my bike, a couple of leaves, a car, a bike, a cyclist. So nothing interesting. That's why B-roll is important. You can make anything look good. The point of B-roll is not to go and film some mad shit, amazing, like a space launch or a whale or dolphins. That's not the point. The point is you can film something as simple as the sunlight. You know, you think, oh, it's a sunny day. This is what this would be used for. It's a sunny day today, like it is today. I've gone outside with the camera and I've basically made it look interesting. I'm not just gone outside and gone, it's sunny, and like pointed at the fucking sun. So we're going to chuck that in the editor. I use Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. I'm going to basically chuck it on there, show you what to do. Yo guys, basically we're in the editor now. This is Premiere Pro CS6. I'm going to be showing you how I edited this B-roll, which obviously you saw in the last I'm going to put that down there. In the last segment I showed you the B-roll, showed you some of the raw footage. Now I'm going to show you how I edited it. Basically in Premiere, obviously you've got an amazing amount of options when it comes to editing, but I've stuck mainly with the basics just so I could show you from any editor's point of view that you can do this with virtually even Windows Movie Maker, iMovie, things like that. It's basic stuff, so there are a few little things in here that are a little bit more sort of slightly geared towards the higher end, but most of it's kept at a baseline. So if you're running through, I'm going to remove these layers to start with, if you don't need to worry about these. So when I move straight in, I threw all the clips in and I added a fade in straight away, which was literally across the solve. As we come in, basically it skips on the beat. You can hear that as it comes in. It's on the beat of the music for the first clip, and even the second clip is exactly the same, 4 bars long.
Photoshop's in. It's a little bit laggy because I'm recording the screen and having about 1,000 programs open at once, but it's good enough to show you guys a basic understanding of what we're doing. It really works. As it comes in, you hit that first clip, and I haven't really done anything to the first clip really. If you go into that first clip, as an example, I go to my effects controls, which is where all the effects, transitions, and most other things go when you add it to a clip in Premiere. I haven't changed anything with any of these. They're all normal. So is that. So are these. The only thing I added was a warp stabilizer, and what that did is it stabilizes the footage. If I disable that, show you that. It zooms out a little bit as well. It's just a little bit wobbly. It was a bit windy actually when I was outside, but like I say, it doesn't actually ruin the clip. So that's why I mean you don't have to have these things, but this is a little pro thing that Premiere lets you do. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Big difference. Now this shot, I like this shot. This is where you get to play with some depth. So in the background, it's the sun peeking through the trees, and then you get all the green and the blues from the bins. Funny enough, you get really nice depth of field when it comes to this wooden. I think it's actually from a door frame that's outside, and it fades past that, so it focuses in the foreground, and you get that nice slither of sunlight down here, and it looks really nice. It's a great shot, and this is before any colour correction or anything like that. You move into the shot and it focuses through to the background, where obviously once it's focused it cuts. I like this shot because after at the start you've got this great depth of field with the front, the foreground, and at the end you've got a great depth of field with the background as well. And you've got this blurred out, and it shows the dynamic range of your camera can be adjusted. Now, like I say, even this can be done with a phone these days. You click on an iPhone, you tap, and you film. You tap on the foreground, it will focus on the foreground. Tap on the background, it will focus on the background. To give it this SLR type feel where it's hand twisted, all you have to do is slow it down, because the camera's going to focus quickly. You slow it down a little bit, it will give it a bit more of a free, nice sort of not taste to it. It won't be exactly the same, but like I say, someone looking at a B-roll for 30 seconds at the intro of your video or throughout your video, they're never going to be like, oh, I did that on a phone, or douche, you know. It's not going to be like that, you know. It's creative and it still looks cool. The next clip is virtually that same idea, except I wasn't meaning to get this shot, which was a beautiful thing. I went to focus out to the foreground, so the background was blurred out, and I was going to pan round as there was an object on the right hand side of me, and as I went to pan, this bird flew straight in front of my camera. Look at that, and you see at that moment the wings flap, and you see it proper, like, you know, and it's absolutely amazing to see. But I didn't mean to get it. Completely lucky shot. I literally went out. I was outside for 10 minutes. You know, I wasn't waiting around all day to get that shot, and it just happened. And I thought, whoa, now you know, it's luck. And at that point, I was like, you know, I think I really like that shot, even though it's blurred out. I went with the artistic side of it and just thought, you know, we could get away with that. So continuing on to this shot, it's literally just some green. I like the green. It pops out quite nicely, so I just thought I'd leave it as that. And then it gives this big reveal when you get into this indent in that hedge. You can see straight past it, and it just gives it a moment where you're looking at nothing, and then suddenly you can see something. Only for a split second when it quickly changes. It brings. If you notice, the whole start of the clip is based on oranges, orange blues, and the sunlights, and then it slowly starts. There's a green, and then it gets a bit more green, and very green, and then it's focused on a pinpoint depth of field green, which is with these plants. I move across. The sunlight looks great on leaves and plants all the time. Whenever it's behind it, it looks awesome. So moving on to the next stage, and I talked along about that whole section, but it's important that you understand that I'm not using anything crazy. This is all just raw footage that I put together in an artistic way that I like. I've added these transitions, which is this layer here. I've just basically allowed it back on. Same goes for all the others, just random stuff that I liked. So that spins it over to that. This one similarly, just something weird like that, and That's something strange. They're all just weird transitions. I like them. There's nothing really special about them. They're all presets that I've downloaded. You can download them as well. I'll try and find them and leave a link to them in the video if I can. But getting into the last main thing that is really important is changing it, making it look more artistic, and that comes down to what I like to do personally is add some. I like these bars, these black bars that go across top and bottom. They're like crop lines. I like them. It's a cinematic sort of old school way of showing that it's meant to be cinematic. It captures it a little bit nicer. Some people like it wider. People don't like having black lines there. I like it. Don't know why. Always have. So if I go into this tab, I'll show you. Got quite a lot going on. Not too much to show you. So I've done it really simply. I've added this fast color corrector, which you can get in your effects tablet if you've got Premiere. You just type in color correction for COL, for color. It wants to load. Hold on. There we go. And you go down and it says fast color corrector there. Just drag it onto the adjustment layer that I leave on over the top. And I've added a little bit towards the yellow and oranges, as it's a nice. It really emphasises that spectrum of light, which is all the greens, oranges, and yellows, which is really what we're dealing with here. If it was a winter's day B-roll, you might want to use the blues. You might want to get creative, use some crazy colours, get right down here with all the greens, and you do what you want. It's up to you completely, depending on what this is your canvas of footage. You can display it any way you want. Moving down to the next bit, brightness and contrast. I did a little bit on this because I just wanted to add a few and make a tiny little tweak. It doesn't make much of a difference. All it does is crush the blacks a little bit more, get some detail in that out of that shot because it's a little bit overexposed. But I don't want to playing around with the exposure can be a bit dodgy with these. So I just added a little bit of contrast and took away a little bit of brightness just to get it a little bit more dim and a bit more punchy. And it shows you the details. Like I say, you can see the difference. It just looks 10 times better, in my opinion. Anyway, it might look better hazy for you, but not for me. The next thing was this crop. Like I said, I use 11% on top, 11% on the bottom, and that's for these lines here. I've always stuck with the same, which is 11%. I don't know what you guys use, but I use 11%. It suits me. I like it. So that's pretty much it as far as this B-roll goes. Like I say, get creative. I'm really interested to see what you guys make. So do me a favour, send me in your B-roll. I want to see whatever it is, whether it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute and a half, 10 minutes if you're really that crazy. Send them in. I want to have a look at them. I'll leave my email in the bottom description below, and I'll feature them in the next video I do on this subject, and we'll go through them and I'll critique them because I really enjoy this stuff. I don't get to do it enough. I do daily vlogs and things like that, so I don't really spend much time doing all this stuff. I'd love to put more B-roll in my vlogs. It's just getting the motivation and the time to do it. I work hard elsewhere outside of this world, so when I have the time I love to do it. But yeah, send me in your B-roll guys and I'll be happy to have a look, and ask me any questions you like. Send me links to your pages, ask me questions about your pages. If you've got any question about what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, you're not sure how to do a technique, maybe ask me, I might know. If not, I'm pretty sure I can send you in the right direction of someone who does know elsewhere on the internet. So thanks for watching guys, make sure you hit that like button, it really helps me. Leave a comment of anything you want, description of what you want in the next video, all that stuff. Hit the subscribe button because we are trying to get some subscribers down for the next month or so. I really want to just boost it up. I want to get some momentum going with this channel. It's been a bit up and down, but like I say, it's hard work for me getting this all sorted out at once. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, it means the world to me, and I'll see you in the next video.